The first dedication was in 1956-57 when we dedicated the alumni gym at Providence College. Fortunately, Father Begley was the moderator of athletics at Providence, and he asked me if we would kindly play them for their dedication game. Believe it or not, in 1956-57, with Danny Guerin sinking the winning basket, Joe O'Brien as our captain, we upset the Providence Friars on their home gym on the first game, 57-56. At that time, everyone thought it was a big upset, but what they don't know is the year before, we actually won, beat Providence College 60-57, and Don Manjo was my first captain and lead scorer in that game. Now, the reason...
Levin! Stand up, Levin!
The reason I mention this is several years later, I asked Father Begley if he would do us the honor of playing our team in the dedication game, and he willingly complied. Now, if you were at that game, it was one of the greatest games that I've ever been able to be associated with. It was a dream game. But what people don't know is the year before, we lost to them by 1 point, 67-66. So it wasn't as big an upset as people thought it was going to be. But we had a great team, and I have in front of me the box score from that game. And believe it or not, it was a dream game. Providence College was #1 as they won the NIT. They won 17 straight games, and it was considered the biggest upset. But we didn't feel that way. I just have to remember and tell you the 5 kids that played with me that day were the greatest group that I have ever coached. Chris Kane and Jimmy Moynihan hit 18 for 25. Steve Warner and John Jenkins were both 6'5". The great John Thompson was 6'11" for Providence, and Jimmy Stone, and they matched him on the board. What was amazing is before the end of the game, we were leading by 16 points, and I consider this to be the greatest win in the history of Assumption College. Now, let me conclude by saying I want to wish everyone the best. I like to come up and watch all the games here. I want to wish every team the best, and I always enjoy watching Assumption basketball. One last thing, when I came into this gym, my first word was wow. And I wish to thank everyone, and especially Father Pelletier. Father Pelletier was responsible for the gym being built back in 1963. And this, as you know, this gym couldn't have been built now without Teddy Kolaskis. Thank you very much.